Hey Star Trek fans, Dan Gunther here. You may have noticed I've been doing a lot of Star Trek videos lately, and of course, as you know, that's because of all of the big news that came out of the San Diego Comic-Con this past weekend. So I've done videos on Star Trek Picard. Yesterday there was a video about short treks, and today I'm bringing you all of the news that the San Diego Comic-Con brought us about Season 3 of Star Trek Discovery. At the end of Discovery Season 2, the Starship Discovery proceeds through the wormhole following Michael Burnham as the Red Angel, as it takes the sphere data that is embedded in its computer system into the future and out of the hands of Control, the AI that was the primary antagonist for the last half of Season 2. Which means that the Discovery will find itself in an entirely new century and an entirely new millennium when we return to Discovery. And this is definitely where no Star Trek series has gone before. This is far ahead of any time we've seen in Star Trek. And that's including the temporal Starfleet that we see in the 29th century from Voyager, and even further ahead than Daniels in Star Trek Enterprise, and that was the 31st century. In Discovery's third season, they will be jumping all the way ahead to the year 3187, the 32nd century. So this is definitely a time period we've never seen before, with the possible exception of the Short Treks episode Calypso, even though we don't know exactly when that episode took place. Apparently, when Discovery arrives in the future, they will not be exactly where they are supposed to be. It was reported at the San Diego Comic-Con that Discovery would find itself not at Terralisium, which is where they were intending to show up. And in fact, that different characters might be in different places. So presumably this means that Sonequa Martin Green's character, Michael Burnham, who was separated from Discovery leading them through the wormhole, might end up in one place, and the Discovery herself might end up in a completely different place. Now, the premiere episode for Discovery, as was kind of sussed out thanks to Instagram a few weeks ago, was filmed in Iceland. This is not the first time that Discovery has gone outside of North America to film. The first season, some of the scenes from the first episode, The Vulcan Hello, were filmed in Jordan. Joining the cast for Discovery's third season is actor David Ajala, who is a newcomer to Star Trek and will be playing a character by the name of Book. His full name is Cleveland Booker, but he has the nickname of Book. He sounds like he's going to be an interesting introduction. I looked up a little bit about this actor. He's been on a number of big properties, Supergirl and Doctor Who for two such examples, and I'm really curious to see how this character fits into Discovery. According to the actor, Book is a character that is going to break the rules a little bit. It's always fun to break the rules, and we do that right from the start of the season. He adds, he will be a character who isn't exactly what you expect right away. There's no word on a release date yet for Season 3 or the upcoming Section 31 series as well, which will reportedly be after Season 3. But we will, of course, report on that as soon as we know it. One of the questions at the end of Season 2 was who is the permanent commander, the captain of the Starship Discovery, and Saru was the acting captain at the time, and I certainly think he has earned his stripes and the right to command Discovery. However, it seems based on his behavior at the end of Season 2, he himself might not feel that he has earned the right to be the commanding officer of Discovery on a permanent basis. So this is a question that is still open in Season 3, apparently. Alex Kurtzman talks a little bit about this, teasing the audience a bit. He says, obviously we left unresolved at the end of last season who the captain of the Discovery is going to be. And the captain will be, at this point he pauses dramatically, somebody you will find out about when you watch Season 3. So again, they're just letting little tiny hints out. They're not revealing a lot to the audience, which is frustrating. We always want to know what to expect, but I can certainly respect them wanting to create an air of mystery, especially with Picard coming first and the short treks, maybe wanting to focus on those a little bit, and then kind of moving on to the Discovery side of things after that. One of the things that came out of Comic-Con was that they're intending to stay with the lighter tone that was kind of established in season 2 and wanting to explore more of the idea of the crew as a family, which makes sense seeing as they'll be cut off from the Starfleet that they knew of the 23rd century, and instead will have to face this new era and new circumstances, which would necessarily draw them closer together and make them more reliant on each other. Executive producer Heather Caden had this to say: "In the second season, more than the first, we were able to lean into the tone of what a lot of people expect out of Star Trek and having a lot more fun and adventure with the drama. Obviously, season 3 is inherently dramatic because our whole crew left their entire family behind and chose the family they are now with. So there is inherent drama in that, but there is also going to be fun and humor, and you are still going to have the characters you love." There were also a number of photos released in conjunction with the panel at San Diego Comic-Con. The first features, obviously filmed in Iceland, features Sonequa Martin Green, Michael Burnham, along with Book. So it looks like she's kind of the one that meets Book on wherever it is that she ends up, whether that's Terra Elysium or somewhere else. And their scenes seem to have been filmed in Iceland. The next image is just a close-up of Sonequa Martin Green in that Iceland setting as well. And it looks like she's cut off from the resources of Discovery, like Alex Kurtzman has said. Another shot, I'm assuming this is shortly after Sonequa arrives wherever she is. She doesn't have the kind of coat on and stuff that we see in the other photo. This may be her meeting Book for the first time. Again, with just that gorgeous Iceland scenery behind them. I've been to Iceland a couple times, and it really is... there's parts of it that have this real otherworldly feel to it. So I'm always excited when science fiction films film in Iceland. It's a very unique locale. Another shot here of Sonequa Martin Green, this time in the Red Angel outfit, obviously having just arrived at Terra Elysium or wherever this is, and probably wondering where the heck the Discovery is. It was right behind her, and it doesn't seem to be there now. Another shot of just that stark Iceland locale. The geography, again, like I said, is just gorgeous. So it looks like all of the photos that we get, I'm assuming, are from the premiere episode of season 3. Obviously, there's not very much filmed yet. They're just probably at the very start of production. So there's not a lot to show us, but it is nice that we do get a few little hints as to what we're going to get in season 3. So obviously, as I said, not a lot to glean from that for what we're going to get in season 3. Just a few little hints here and there. What I am seeing, I'm enjoying. I did like the tone of the show that they established in season 2, and I'm glad that they're continuing with that. Now, season 1, of course, had the whole Klingon War and the Mirror Universe thing. Season 2 was the whole AI battle and bringing in Spock and Pike and those familiar characters. Season 3 appears as though it's going to be a completely different animal. They've completely upended the setting of the series. They're going to be cut off from what they know and love far in the future, and it looks like they're going to be able to do a lot more things with regards to the canon of Star Trek and not kind of have their hands tied with being in that busy 23rd century part of Star Trek. So I'm really excited to see what they come up with. Some people have expressed concern that because, Discovery's been deleted from the databases and, erased from history, as they say, that, history will kind of totally forget them. Alex Kurtzman does kind of want to assure fans they're not going to ignore all those centuries of canon. He says, "So there will be lots and lots of huge changes in season 3. There will be things you recognize, there will be things you don't recognize. Part of the fun of it is that we get to honor canon, but shake it up hugely. We are not erasing anything, so please don't worry about that. It is all still what it was, but we do get to shake it up quite a bit. I think the fun of getting to that place of preserving that essential optimism is by testing it. Each of these shows do that in many ways. I want to assure you first and foremost that it is Star Trek, and it will always be Star Trek the way Roddenberry intended it." So what do you guys think of what we know about Star Trek Discovery Season 3? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you, of course, to the Patreon supporters for helping bring these videos to you. And thank you to everyone else for liking, sharing, and subscribing if you feel this video was worth it. I'll see you all in the next video. Don't worry, that will come very quickly. You don't have to wait until the 32nd century. Take care.